Can't see, can't go. A famous phrase spoken by Mr. Bryant, my high school driving instructor. You see, he'd always spelt out, can't see, can't go. Anytime we backed out of a parking space, we were changing lanes, getting onto an on-ramp, as an idea of reinforcement to make sure we had vision of potential obstacles, other cars, pedestrians, animals, anything that might get in our way. It was an idea that reinforced that we need to be able to see. And if we can't see, we can't go. I was reminded of that this week when I was actually speaking to a potential client. Now, this gentleman runs a small to mid-size company. He's a CEO. And he built it from scratch. And what dawned on him when he actually called me was that he had lost his passion. He was reminded over the last several weeks that the role of CEO and being accountable to the board, accountable for his leadership team, was draining for him. The skills that he had built up to make the business successful were not the same skills necessary to be the CEO of his company and to scale it and grow it even further. And during that conversation I was having with him, just the initial one, I said, well, what is your vision of yourself a year from now? What are you doing? Describe to me in detail what's your day look like? What are your routines? Who are you meeting with? How are you getting up in the morning? What are you smiling about? What keeps your mind going? What is that vision? Can't see, can't go. Now, I didn't expect this gentleman to know the answer to any of those questions. Quite frankly, it's something that I wanted him to think about, irrespective of whether he decides to come partner with me as we develop, or if he goes and chooses another coach. But what is true is he has to be able to see. And that goes beyond a strategic plan and direction. Because that strategic plan is two-dimensional. Where we see it on a sheet of paper or we see it on a whiteboard, and then someone else goes and does. He was coming to me lost. Lost specifically in the area of personal accountability, because he didn't have the picture of where he and how he was going to be showing up every day. Now, this idea of clarity and vision is oftentimes associated with individuals who are going through change, right? It's associated with create your vision board, go through a mindfulness exercise. And even then, it's still extremely difficult. Now applied within a business setting, when the ability to communicate, translate, influence, engage others to do and realize a strategy and vision that's in your mind is even 10 times harder. For all of us, the idea of can't see, can't go is extremely important. Because the lived experience when we don't have that vision is that we have our same routines, our same patterns. We kind of get stuck. We're not evolving. We're not expanding. And when I know about any transformation, be it individual, group, be it a leader or an organization, that you just can't expand in one area and expect everything else to stay the same. That's a recipe for disaster. I also recognize that expansion requires clarity. Clarity of who am I as a leader? Not showing up and asking, when can I see something? Instead, showing up and saying, what can I do to be a better communicator, engager, influencer, developer, roadblock remover, show more empathy? Where do I need to take the accountability? At the individual level of change, it's also the same. Can't see, can't go. Oftentimes, we get comfortable in our lives, in our routines, where our environment keeps us exactly where they need us to be versus where we want to go. Thus, it's a vision that is a combination of what others want us to do and what we hope to be. What I recognize about can't see, can't go, be it from a training perspective, a development standpoint, or driving, is that there's only one driver. There's only one. There's only one person looking around and checking the mirrors and checking the pedestrians and checking other cars, thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead. There's only one. That can't be done by someone sitting in the back seat. It cannot be automated, and it cannot be outsourced. There's only one person who can do that, and that's you. Now, we can get help, right? We can get help from other people in the back seat and otherwise that help us see things that we can't see in our blind spots. We can get help. We can outsource certain things within organizations. We can get coaches for individuals. Those who have done it better than us, mentors. But there's only one person who needs to have the vision in the line of sight. So, in that context, keep in mind, if you're feeling stuck, if you find that you're having the same patterns over and over again, the same frustrations, find that you've gone down a path and that you didn't know how you got down, take a step back. Review your vision. Who are you? What are you doing? Because you'll never get there if you can't see, you can't go.